My name is Ken Lowry. I'm with the Cary Church of Christ in Cary, North Carolina. My wife Jennifer and I were co-chairmen of the building committee to complete our building project here at our property on Tryon Road. We had 3 phases to our building project. The original structure was built and completed in 2000. In 2010, the growth of our congregation necessitated that we have a new auditorium. We built the new auditorium in the outer shell, but we needed to wait from a financial perspective until we could afford to finish out the complex, including the fellowship area underneath.
We had actually done the original building and left the basement unfinished. The church requested a design-build proposal to finish the basement in a later date, and so we brought focus and we worked together to accomplish that.
We came in, we gave them some advice about how to keep on their budget based on our knowledge of the project, our knowledge in working with churches in the past and staying on budget.
When Focus gave us their written presentation, it was thorough, it was complete, it had many details that we were looking for. That was a significant advantage. We weren't just another customer coming along. Paul and David were very interested in our project. They were on site as we went through the process. Once the project really got underway, then we had an on-site project manager in T. Barham that was second to none. He was as much a part of this project as we were.
What we were looking to do was take a secondary sanctuary upstairs and turn it into 4 individual meeting rooms, classrooms, as well as upfit their basement. It was basically just an unfinished basement, and they wanted to turn that into a fellowship hall.
We were looking for a contractor that could come in and help us with minimal disruption and not preventing us from using our building during the phase of construction that we were going into.
When you're dealing with an existing building that's especially a worship area where you have a lot of different people in and out, children, adults, you're having to work around there to make sure that you're safely completing a project.
Every Sunday is a new day. You got to clean it. You got to pay attention to the details and make sure it's a suitable space and a safe space for people, men and women, coming to church here every Sunday.
Our background working around existing clients that are occupying a space really, I felt like, was one of the biggest reasons they decided to go with Focus.
We had one part of the project early on where they were retrofitting bathrooms and spaces that had been built in 2000.
You know, they had picked out a certain floor, and we sort of persuade them to go another route just for the simple fact that Fellowship Hall, they hold a lot of camps in the summer. It's going to get a lot of wear and tear. You know, and when we thought that the flooring that they had picked out maybe not would withstand that, and they agreed, and so far I think it's all held up great.
That gave me complete confidence throughout the remainder of the project that whatever was happening, they were going to make sure it was right. And they did that.
We had an elevator shaft that, because the shaft had been there 4 or 5 years, didn't meet current elevator design.
The decision had been made when this original structure was built in 2010 to go with a particular manufacturer. It would have been extremely expensive, time-consuming, and not a good decision to have gone in and changed that. So that decision was made without any input from Focus or ourselves at this point. So we were determined to make that work. Well, this particular manufacturer was a real challenge to work with.
Elevator companies themselves are always a challenge. They pretty much have that it's our way or the highway attitude. We had several back and forth conversations with the elevator company where they were promised some dates and didn't meet the dates. So we finally had to get to the point where we just said, you're gonna send your engineer out here and we're gonna work through this together.
That was a lot of back and forth between, you know, us on the design side, them on the construction side, and the manufacturer on the supply side to get that elevator cab in there and make it work.
And because of the nature of the elevator, the flooring and things around that, the trim, couldn't be completed until the elevator was installed. T made sure that everything was installed up to within 1 to 2 feet of the elevator so that once the elevator was in, they could quickly come in and finish out the rest of it. And we had a delay, but it was 100% due to the elevator. Everything else was done on time, and in fact, it would have been completed about a month early.
That tends to be their approach. If an issue comes up, you know, there's no reason for me to think what we might be able to do or them to figure out what they might be able to do. Let's get all the parties together that are going to have a piece of this, and let's figure out what we can do.
Focus designed from the very beginning of our association with them, made it clear that they wanted to help us achieve our building objectives, our financial objectives, and they wanted the project to look nice. We achieved all of those. They helped us to come in on budget. They helped us to take the building that needed refreshing in areas, to bring it up to a modern, visually appealing appearance. They helped us to make decisions that were good value decisions. Not always the least expensive decision, but the good value decision, where investing in certain aspects of the project would pay in the long term because of their longevity. They wanted to be part of our team, not just providing a service. This was not a vendor-customer relationship. This was all of us working together. They were as committed to making sure that our building was completed in a nice, lowest possible cost manner, and they achieved that.
Pond 5.